Hello everyone, I'm Garby the Glitterous, and I'll be commentating or I'll be hosting for y'all for this run, and for now we'll be doing Rabi-Ribi, and Starisms will be running that, and also commentating will be Freya's Spirit.
Hey everyone, we're Starisms. We're really excited to be running again, and thank you, Garby, for hosting. Freya's is the one who got us into this game and will be on the couch for us or commentating while we focus on the run. And I guess I'm going to get it ready. Time will be in just a second, as soon as we're ready. I'll give a countdown, I guess. 3, 2, 1, go.
We hope that all of you are as excited as we are for this. This is a really, really, really amazing run. The plot behind this game is that you are a bunny who has been turned into a bunny girl. And, of course, the best movement at the beginning of the game is bunny hopping. Absolutely, absolutely amazing. This is such a fun game. You can really see the Toho inspirations at every point of it. You're a bunny girl running around with a hammer. Go ahead,
What is a bunny girl without a big hammer?
Every bunny girl needs a giant hammer.
Also, thanks everyone who donated and to get the formal outfit. It's our favorite.
It is gorgeous. So, bunny girl with a hammer. You can see all the Toho inspirations in this. You have a Toho-sized hitbox. Then you can feel clear inspirations for Toho in the music. So this is a Metroidvania Danmaku, and you're about to see the first bullet hell fight. This is on the easiest difficulty, so the fights are much easier. So what you're seeing stars here is turn around for the second hammer combo. You're gonna whack 3 times with a hammer at this level, and for the second one, you actually do more damage if you hit with the back of the hammer. So Stars is gonna try and turn around for the second hit, and then turn back around for the third. These are carrot bombs. So Stars is going to try and do a bomb bounce. If Stars makes it bounce before going down to the next screen, it'll actually break blocks on the next screen. And just like that, Stars has broken a set of bombs in the next one. So
we don't usually get that wall jump there, but we did. That was nice.
Yeah, those wall kicks are amazing. You saw Stars hit the wall and fly off of it. That is known as a wall kick. It is basically a wall jump, and that's one of the best movement options here. This is Ribbon. In the story, Ribbon is afraid that Ribbon sees a bunny and is afraid that she's going to get eaten. So Ribbon is fighting you to defend herself from getting eaten, which is absolutely adorable.
Most of the bosses we fight, story-wise, they're like, oh no, for some reason we're a bad person, but then after we fight, we show them we're not. We don't want to hurt them. We just have to win the fight first, which is funny.
So now you have Ribbon, who is your ranged attacker.
Fairy friend.
Because we're in speedrun mode, we're not going to see any of the cutscenes. So the hammer. So you just saw Ribbon level up. You will level up the hammer, carrot bombs, and Ribbon to level 3. All that happens really quickly. So in a casual game, you do that in the first 20 minutes of gameplay. But in the speedrun, that actually becomes really important because as you level it up, you get a variety of benefits, such as being able to do a longer hammer combo. So Stars has mapped out the run to what level each of those is going to be at every stage.
Yeah, it's really important when I'm in the boss fight to know if I have enough stamina to add the down drill in or not, or if I need to keep doing the double revs, which are the turnaround hits.
So right now we are at the stage of the game, the prologue, where the game just kind of forces you to get railroads you directly into going to town, so you can get the shop. But after that, the game becomes completely open, and you can fight any boss you want in any order. Wow, wow, stars are doing those kicks off basically everywhere. This movement is amazing.
We don't usually get all of these.
That is incredibly risky right there. Because if you miss it, you fall all the way down and have to take a long path around. Stars is going for some really risky tricks and nailing it, which is absolutely amazing. Amazing showcase from Stars.
We skipped the Shuri's cut in.
Stars successfully skipped the part where Shuri goes off screen. So, one thing that we haven't talked about yet is the item percentage. The higher your item percentage gets, the more HP the bosses will get. And there is a cutoff at 10%, where if your item percent is below 10%, the bosses will have significantly less HP but do significantly more damage. So this is kind of a glass cannon phase. And part of routing is figuring out when you want to hit 10% items, so you can have much easier, so you can have easier boss fights but longer boss fights. So right now we're going to be heading to town. So Irina is a bunny that's been transformed into a bunny girl. So we are going to go and try and find Irina's owner. And see, in the story, Irina is afraid that Rumi will not recognize Irina. But in this cutscene, which we won't get to watch because we're in speedrun mode, Rumi recognizes Irina immediately and pounce hugs Irina. And it's absolutely adorable. The entire story is so adorable. So in the shop right here is an item called a Speed Boost, which will increase your movement speed by 37% horizontally. And we're going to go fast by skipping Speed Boost. And we're just going to keep on bunny hopping. So bunny hopping is actually incredibly hard in your hands. It's a constant having to jump and then hit down while holding forward. And it's just really taxing. And one of the things which like gates speedrunning to this, just how hard it is to maintain. So this is the end of the 3 prologue bosses. So right now the plot is that Irina was summoned off into the human world to do that, and we need to get back to the human world. We're actually going to need to get back to the human world several times. Okay, so here's a wall jump, wall kick. To skip right to the Rabi Slippers. High jump. Sword executes it beautifully.
We're on a good pace right now.
You've nailed everything.
It's the race nerves, I tell ya. Even though it's not a race.
Let's keep this pace going. So... Wow, another one! Being able to get there so consistently is amazing. So,
we have not got them so consistently in practice, so again, it's the marathon luck, marathon nerves.
So you're trying to get back to the human world, so you can find your friend, who is also kidnapped to the human world. So that wall jump wall kick across the screen transitions is really awkward because the screen transition can eat your inputs. So what you need to do to get back to the human world is to find 10 magic users. To get back to the human world 4 times. Ooh, that is a wonderful skip. And so we're going to be wandering around, finding several magic users.
One thing that I have to try to remember when playing is when I'm holding a shot with ribbon, is to not let it go in a screen transition. It will, it'll glitch out, and you won't be able to shoot for a little while.
So right now we took a detour up here grab Super Carrot, which is a carrot item that we just picked up. The stars just picked up, and that was so that is going to be a very important offensive item later on. It's going to be used for chains, a lot of chain damage later on.
And iframes.
And iframes. So coming up, there's going to be a combo where stars can just do a ton of damage and maintain iframes for a very extended period of time. And that was the first super carrot of the run. It just does a ton of damage and hits enemies which are way up in the sky. So incredibly useful to get before Rita. So as we're continuing,
some of the really good players of this game will not pick up Super Carrot because of the long detour, and because they're much better at combat than we are.
Yes, the world record route does not hit the 10% item breakpoint to keep bosses to maintain the glass cannon state throughout the entire run. So basically doing the entire run in a state where a few hits will kill you, but in exchange you get to kill the bosses really fast. So really good players take the approach of just don't get hidden, you're good. But that's really difficult to do. And not very marathon safe. So this is Sissany. She is from the human world. Her lab has been transported here. And she is trying to rescue her friend. And right now we are going to the human world for the first time.
It's a doppelganger.
Yep, so this is your doppelganger.
Oh no, what happened? I gotta... Okay.
Oh no.
That's okay. We can fix this. Load the autosave from the title screen.
So Stars is doing a glitch here. So Stars did the first visit to the human world, and now Stars is going to immediately go to the third visit from the human world. And that is not us misspeaking. We are doing the third visit to the human world before we do the second one. So Stars is going to do a load glitch here by hitting load. Normally you have to kill both of these to continue, but by hitting load, Stars is just going to kill one of them and nope out of there. Which is a very useful glitch.
You'd think all of those, the way they act with all those camera flashes, you'd think they'd never seen a bunny girl before.
So this stage of the fight is it's just a waiting game, and you cannot actually do any damage. So Stars is going to use this chance to level up Carrot Bomb as much as possible. And level up Carrot Bomb will mean that the Carrot Bombs spawn faster, they fall faster, they explode faster, and that's just going to speed up everything throughout the entire run. So it's really nice that we get this chance to just, this waiting game where we can just, where Stars can just level up Carrot Bomb. And now here is Alias 3. So Alias 3 has a penta combo, which is just like that. So that combo right there is why Stars reached the 10% barrier before this. No, Stars does not reach the 10% barrier, but that penta combo is really deadly. And we would have expected that to kill Stars.
If we were closer, if we were closer to 10%, it would have, but because we're so low, it gives us the opportunity. We also had full health for it, so.
You mind if I hop in with a donation?
Go for it.
Okay, well, there's a $100 donation from a Silent Harmony who says, as a trans person of color, I would not be where I am right now if it wasn't for the friendships I've made in the various LGBTQ plus and allied communities here on Twitch. And a lot of my favorite people are in this marathon. Looking forward to a great weekend of games. Remember, everyone, you are all valid and lovable. Splitting my donation between helping The Last Guardian reach its goal and supporting Embodiment of the Scarlet Devil, one of the few Toho games I've won CC'd on normal. Glad to see more shmups in speedrun marathons. Heart. And with that, we've passed $1,000. So thanks, everyone.
Thank you so much. 1K already is amazing.
We're working our way through the lab here at the behest of Sissany, who is the most recent town member we recruited. And the whole point is to reach one of her computers and touch any keys so it doesn't go to sleep.
And that is perfectly in line with the plot of the entire game. This whole game is just incredibly, incredibly silly, and it's wonderful.
Now we get slide jumps.
So slide jumps are now the fastest movement, and they are a bit easier on your hands. So one thing that Stars wants to watch out for is to make sure to do each of the slide jumps to be a low slide jump, because low slide jumps move you along faster than high slide jumps. Stars is going to get booped by this robot for iframes to get through the lasers. And because we're in low percent mode, these lasers actually do a ton of damage. So the bunny amulet, you see an orb. You see an orb right above her, next to the life bar. Those are bunny amulet charges, and the bunny amulet will give temporary iframes. And Stars is going to be using that defensively for platforming, and also offensively for boss fights. You're going to see a combination bunny amulet and super carrot. That's just going to push us along. That's just going to push Stars along so quickly. This is a robot made fight. She will become invincible after a little while, but in this speedrun, it's not a problem at all. I mean, Stars can easily just one round. So Stars is going to try and clip into the floor here. Stars is not going to try and clip into the floor here. Stars is just going to blow that up and grab the attack up.
Yeah, with the increased speed on the carrot bombs, it's just faster to plan for that.
I know
The clipping's not 100% reliable for us.
Yeah, clipping is not really really difficult and hard to do reliably. So Star's got 1,700 money from that, which is going to be really useful for upgrades later. You can see right above the minimap in the bottom right that Stars is 32k, and Stars is going to be shopping once and is going to spend all of that at once. And then the remainder is going to be used to buy some buffs at the end. The Stars is heading over this way for attack trade. It is an item which increases the damage that you take by 50%, and also decreases the damage that you do, or increases the damage that you do by 25%, and it increases the damage that you take by 50%. So super useful for a speedrun. Especially when the tech is just don't get hit. So this movement through the park is a pretty awkward area. So movement through here is really interesting. Just optimizing it and having to do all the wall jumps and wall kicks. Stars is going to be grabbing another attack up right here by bombing the floor. So you saw that explosion come from Arena. That was the amulet. It is really useful for climbing the park because there's so many little enemies that like to knock you off. So this is a sky-high bridge, a beautiful area. It fits so well with the game's aesthetic. We're gonna bomb this wall for a nice little shortcut over to vanilla. And our goal here is just to run straight to vanilla.
And as soon as I reach vanilla, that's where I'll be equipping that badge I picked up earlier. You want to explain the little badge thing? The badge glitch?
Yes. So, if you go into a fight, the more badges you have equipped during a fight, the higher level the enemies will be. But if you go into a fight, and normally you can't unequip and equip badges during a fight, otherwise there would be ways to cheese the game. But if you start a fight and then equip the badge during the first 5 seconds of the fight, the enemies won't have higher level. So you actually get to fight an enemy with a little bit less HP. So equipping that badge during the fight rather than before, which is going to save a small amount of time at vanilla, just by making vanilla have a little bit less HP by being a lower level. So it's just a wonderful, wonderful optimization.
Be careful where I slide jump so I don't slide bonk off of enemies like that.
We are in the floating graveyard now, which is a really, really beautiful area in this game. And Stars is going to be heading straight to Sky Island Town. There's an attack up right here along the way that we're going to be grabbing. And then we're going to be doing the blue Kotri fight, which is a really, really tricky fight. So Stars is going to be... So Kotri normally jumps and flies into the air and does her spell cards from there. But if Kotri is if you hit Kotri with an up drill as that is starting, then you can get a Kotri just stuck on the ground. So let's see if Stars can pull it off. Unfortunately not.
Oh, I did.
Oh, Stars just got it. Stars just got it.
Barely.
Wonderful and really hard to do. It speeds up things a lot because you can just really bash Kotri with a hammer during that. And
Missed
see
the
now
last
what would have
time.
happened if Stars had not gotten it. Kotri just would have jumped straight into the air. And that is blue Kotri down.
That was a really good Kotri for us.
That was a really good Kotri. Stars is absolutely nailing this run. So
Drop that little bomb block. Oh, go ahead. You got it.
Bomb there was a shortcut as we're exiting Sky Island Town. So right now we're going to be picking up Air Dash. Or Stars is going to be picking up Air Dash, which is going to be the absolute best movement item in the game. The best movement item in the game, and incredibly gentle on your fingers. So you're going to see that right now, in the next screen, you're going to see Air Dashes, and Air Dash just doesn't get you very far yet.
But it will be very good in combat still, even at the low level.
So items in this game can be upgraded from level 1 to level 3, and level 3 Air Dash is just the best movement in the game. Level 1 Air Dash is just kind of like gets you like a few pixels, and we're gonna take advantage of the fact that level 1 Air Dash doesn't move you very far, and doing one boss fight specifically with this. So this is a pyramid. This is a zip. Scars is gonna dash into the ceiling and just zip across and skip the entire pyramid, which is some really awkward platforming.
It usually takes us a few tries.
This is a really difficult zip, so...
Oh, my thumb's getting a little sweaty here. There we go.
So yeah, so this zip is really difficult, and 2 years ago when this was in Power Up with Pride, we intentionally submitted glitchless because we didn't want to learn these zips because they are really inconsistent. And
Okay, I might just go around.
Stars is showing off just how hard this is, and Stars is just gonna go through the pyramid. So all of you are gonna get to see the stealth sections of the pyramid and just why that zip is so powerful. Why that zip is so powerful, because you get to skip all this. Oh, and Stars is actually doing the stealth section of the pyramid with
Dang it.
low percent.
Well, I can pick up an extra attack up at least on the way.
Just attack up will get us just below the 10% barrier. So if Stars picks up one more item, then Stars will have a very easy pyramid to not get hit.
Gonna take it slow and careful because I don't want to die.
And this is really showing off the what can happen when you're at low percent. Because everything really hits hard. If Stars picks up one more item, then Stars will be taking basically no damage from anything.
Well, so much for being on a really good pace.
This is a really, really hard run. Especially the zips are really hard to do consistently. Especially in a marathon setting, so huge props to Stars for going for that. That is not easy or consistent.
Okay. I can do this. I ended up getting myself saved with low life, but I can do it.
The music in this game is absolutely, absolutely amazing. And part of the reason why we ended up putting so many hours into it. Any game with music this good is just something. It's just so good.
Gotta wait for that bunny. There we go. Good bunny.
So start just waiting for those bunnies to blow that up, because that will make traversing the room easier. And now we're to where we would have skipped to, and now Stars gets to fight Pandora. So you see right now why Stars chose not to upgrade Air Dash before this fight, because Air Dash is going to be a really, really important thing for combat here. Just air dashing back and forth through Pandora.
It was a really good Pandora.
So there's an item along the way that Stars wants to skip. Stars is going to try to go over it and gets it. That is not easy at all.
Shop glitch time.
So Stars is going to unequip their items before shopping. And if you unequip items before shopping, the items will actually be cheaper to upgrade. So Stars' money will go further because of that. It's a really, really weird quirk. When the game first came out, it was not possible to unequip items, but when they added that, somehow it ended up being cheaper to upgrade when items are unequipped. And yeah, so now we're going to see the power of Air Dash level 3. Stars is going to be zipping across to everywhere. And it's an incredibly easy movement item to use. All you do is hold down the air dash button and just mash jump. So we've done the third visit to the human world, and now we're going to do the second. Stars going to do the load glitch again. So normally you have to kill both of those, but instead Stars is just going to kill one of them and trick the game into thinking that Stars has killed all of them. And Stars is going to be jumping over these so the air dash doesn't hit, because that slows you down a bit. And now Stars is at the Alias 2 fight. And Stars has hit the 10% barrier, so all the bosses are going to have a lot more HP, but all the bosses are going to do basically no damage now. So everything is a lot safer, but a bit slower.
Gotta be careful here not to kill Ribbon, not to do too much damage off screen, or it'll self-lock.
That is that. Stars using the amulet offensively to finish. So here, Stars needs to remember to trigger the story cutscenes. It is very trigger some story cutscenes and then get to the computer. If you get to the computer without triggering the cutscenes, then you just have to walk back. Then you have to go all the way back. And that's a way that everybody has lost a run. Because it's so easy to forget to go. It's so easy to forget to go away from your target before going towards it. So there's a nice little robot maid fight here where you have to fight about 10 of these. Stars is going to use the load glitch and just only fight one of these.
Did not mean to use Ribbon Boost, but it's okay. I'm bad at using it anyway.
And this is one which really saves time.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of those mecha maids that you have to fight if you do not do the load glitch.
And here we have double jump, which unlocks a new tech of down drilling into a jump. Or quick dropping into a jump. Just a wonderful, wonderful movement tech. At this point, Stars has the full movement tech of the run. So Stars is going to be going for Sayaro skip here. It's another zip, only this time Stars only.
Dang it! I'll be okay.
Nothing in the Sissant takes damage from the hammer. That is a quirk of the area. Stars is going to be attempting a zip to skip Sayaro, which is pretty important because if Stars doesn't get it, then Stars will have to face Sayaro without the hammer, which makes it one of the slower boss fights. So another really tricky zip.
And you don't even have to. You don't have to get the actual zip sometimes to get the skip. Like right there, I didn't even didn't even go across screen.
And with that, Stars is just skip the boss fight of Sayaro. And Stars does a bounce before the carrot bombs fall down again to get some off-screen block destroying, so you can just fall down. And we just missed some absolutely adorable dialogue. All the dialogue in this game is adorable. Everything about this game is adorable. Really, a really good game. So now you see that we have 3 charges of the bunny amulet. That's gonna really help for getting iframes. Stars just use the iframes from the bunny amulet to walk through the laser without getting hit. So Stars wants that egg. That egg will give you 1,500 money, and that is really useful for because at the end we're gonna want to buy some buffs going into the final boss sequence. So there's another attack up here that Stars is gonna grab. Just grab the attack up and then wall jump directly out of there.
You mind if I hop in to plug something real quick?
Please.
Cool. I just want to plug an upcoming incentive, the DuckTales remastered soundtrack bid war. Currently, the 8-bit soundtrack is winning $112 to $25. So anyone who wants a modern soundtrack will need to get their donations in if they want to see that.
So, yep, get those donations in. So in this area, Stars is doing a bunch of wall kicks to get up there, to just skip most of this area. And that's really tricky part of the run. Stars fell during that and fell really far. That just makes it difficult. So coming up, the music, this is one of the bears who just bounces around, and the music track is called Bounce Bounce. So there's a thing in the community where during this boss fight, everybody says bounce bounce. So get your bounce bounces out in chat for the Nieve boss fight. One of the most delightfully awkward boss fights of the run, just because of all the bouncing.
Delightfully awkward. You mean mildly annoying?
More than mildly annoying. So pretty soon we're going to be seeing Stars Amulet Super Carrot, and that is one of Stars' best offensive combos. And at higher difficulties, it's really useful because Amulet Super Combo just gives you a solid 20 seconds of iframes, where you just can do a huge amount of damage without being able to get hit. So behind Nieve is a gravity suit, the water orb. But we're not going underwater in this run, so we just skip it. Stars just skips it.
Now we're going to revisit the first boss in a different area.
So all of the bosses in the prologue, you don't actually get them as town members, and there's fights with them later. So we're gonna go and fight Coco again.
Coco is afraid we're going to take the treasure that's down in here, and we do find it first, but we're actually only going to go on the screen. We won't actually pick it up. But Coco's gonna fight us for the treasure.
Coco, another adorable boss. All the bosses.
There was that treasure. Did you see it?
No, we didn't, because Stars did such a good job of using double jump to just go into that other screen for as short as possible. So this is Coco. So a lot of the bosses, when they get to low HP, get a defense up boost. Coco's defense up tends to last significantly less long than the other bosses, so that makes Coco a much faster boss fight. Or at least a boss fight where Stars isn't fighting against a defense up. See, there's a defense boost right there. You can see it on the right side, just beneath the combo. Stars is doing such a good job just bursting down these bosses so quickly. And that is Coco defeated. So this is a side chapter. You get to play as Rita, an unfinished character, and you just get this nice little short side chapter where you have unlimited HP. As you keep going to the human world, there's starting to be illusions popping up below town.
From here on, it's going to be a whole. There's still another item or two we get, but it's going to be mostly a lot of movement in order to get to the bosses quickly and then take them out.
Here's another egg that we want to grab. Have to go all the way across there. And then, right now we are heading over to Pink Cotree. We are now in the volcanic area with beautiful volcano music. And Pink Cotree coming up is Cotree's fire magic. Cotree uses 3 different types of magic throughout the run. So we're gonna grab the fire orb here. Stars is gonna grab the fire orb here. And what the fire orb does, Fire Orb, when you get to low stamina, will make a few orbs go around you. And this is an really awesome damage item.
I was accidentally holding at an angle up there a little bit for that shot, so I didn't get to break the spot that I wanted to fall into.
And Stars we believe is going to go to the shop to upgrade this later to level 3 because it's just so good.
I will be doing that before I go to chocolate.
So Pink Cotree is one of the places where Stars is really glad that they have over 10% items, because this is a real glass cannony fight, which is very thematic with the fire magic.
Got our truck in the corner.
The Stars just trapped Cotree in the corner and just repeatedly air dashed into Cotree. So Stars is doing the Amulet Super Carrot combo, and Super Carrot will bring you to low stamina. And Stars is taking advantage of that to jump and use the little fire orb blocks hit Cotree.
We've got two more bosses before we go to the last area.
So Stars is going to be attempting a trick called Reverse Nixie right here. Normally you'd have to traverse the entire area to go to Nixie, but Stars is just going to do some wall jumps and just reverse Nixie.
Try.
First try. That is not an easy trick at all. So you can see at the top we have 7 town members. We're aiming for 10 town members as the category suggests. And then after this fight, we are gonna have 9, which means that we're gonna have one fight to go before we enter the final boss sequence. So this is another bounce, the other one of the bears, who just bounces around. So this is one of the first times we've actually seen a boss go off screen. Stars has done an amazing job of comboing out the bosses before they can get off screen this entire run. Which is definitely a huge part of doing speedruns of this game. And now you're seeing the power of the Super Carrot Emulate combo. And there we go, we have 9 town members. One more town member to go. So Stars is going to go to town and is going to upgrade the fire orb. And then with the remaining money, it's going to buy a bunch of temporary buffs. And those temporary buffs are going to be had during the chocolate fight, as well as the final sequence of 4 boss fights. So Stars just got an adorable item from the shop. It is an attack out of slide, where you can slide and then just go for an attack directly out of slide. And the story behind that is not that you're doing it. It's not that you're doing an attack out of there.
No, wrong buff. Rita got too close.
Oh. Oh
Give
no.
me another Cocoa Bomb. There we go. I'll live.
So Rita just got in the way and Stars accidentally purchased Defense Up. That's really easy to do during town.
I think my money was a little low there too, because normally I can buy the. Or does that one cost a lot? I can't remember. I never really get it.
So
But usually I can get the 2 Cocoa Bombs and the buff from the Blue Bear and from Cotree.
So Wacko is suggesting grabbing the egg in town for extra money. So you can buy it during.
Wait, didn't think about that.
Town. Stars has gotten so good at these boss fights. Stars is so good at just.
We still got a long way to go.
Stars is so good at just getting them stuck against the corner.
And this one, it's really important to skip one of the really long attack animations where she's off screen.
And Stars has done it. Stars has skipped the attack animation. So Stars has got a little bit more money from that fight and grabbed the egg in town, and is going to do a final round of buff shopping before heading.
I'm just going straight in. Actually, since Coco's there, might as well.
So Stars is going straight in, and there we go.
Remember,
final sequence of 4 bosses.
gotta remember that we have 3 Cocoa Bombs this time, because it just worked out that way. So throughout all of these boss fights, I'm so used to holding the ribbon charge shot while also swinging the hammer and whatnot that in the next fight, even though I won't have ribbon, it's actually just easier for me to keep holding that button because of my muscle memory.
So the next boss fight, Miru, is the one boss fight in the game where you don't actually get ribbon. So this is Miru, your friend who is possessed, and she is the reason why you're coming here to find her, to rescue her. And the music for this boss fight is just so delightful. It's just, it fits the atmosphere. It makes the atmosphere so good. We absolutely love this one. Stars is gonna just blast Miru with some Cocoa Bombs. Make the fight go faster.
There we go.
That is mirrored down. So, 3 boss fights to go. Only Stars is going to do a trick to clip out of this boss fight and just jump directly to the last boss fight. So, hopefully Stars can get this first try. This is a bit of a tricky skip, and so Stars is going to let the orbs hit, and it's going to become giant. There we go. And by doing a combination, by doing an up drill as giant wears off, Stars is going to clip out of bounds.
Got it.
First try. Those air dashes there were just purely for timing. And there we go. Stars has successfully clipped directly into the final boss fight. So when this boss hits 0 HP, that is time. And Stars still has a couple of Cocoa Bombs left for this boss fight.
The Cocoa Bombs are affected by your combo meter, though, so I want to wait and save them for max if I can.
Very clever. So Stars has put in an amazing show here and has just done a really good run. This is not an easy game to run, and Stars' movement has just been completely on point this entire run. And Stars is showing off the power of the Super Carrot combo.
Better use these before I forget.
And time.
So my splits messed up through that because of having to go back to the title screen since I used an auto splitter. But that might actually have been one of my best runs yet. I'll have to go back and retime it.
That was amazing.
Oh, thank you so much, everyone, for thanks for having me here, Power of Pride. Thank you, Freyas, for commentating for us and getting us into this game in the first place. Norma, so you might have seen that the bosses are it's bullet frenzy a lot of the times, especially as you get further into the game. And we hate those games. We have some poor vision, so the flashies and the movement can be really difficult for us. But this one is just so different, so fun. The movement is so good. So definitely give it a try, even if you don't like bullet frenzy games. And also, thank you everyone for donating. Thank you everyone who's behind the scenes putting a bunch of work to make this happen. It's such a good marathon and for such a good cause.
Thank you so much for that run. That was an amazing run and a massive display of skill.
Yeah.